Hybrid 2.0 by Shinigamibutter. Shinu can't explain what's happening to him. He isn't really sure how anyone could. After all, he's suddenly become a cat boy. Chapter 1. Surprise! Shinu knew this had to be a fever dream. He just had to, or he was tripping on acid, which would be pretty phenomenal, since he had never taken acid before, and would never. But it was a plausible explanation to what he was seeing. Or maybe the doctors had given him something like it? But it had to be something, because this most certainly wasn't reality. Even as he thought that, though, his hands reached up towards his head, fingers closing around the appendages that couldn't really be there. His fingers told a different story, and that story was soft. So soft! He ran his fingers along the softness. The action only brought a moan from his own lips when his fingers touched his head. He forced his eyes open and stared at the mirror again.
This is really happening,
he mumbled to himself, freezing as a reality while the new one hit him. In the mirror, staring back at him, was his own reflection. Give and take a few things. A lot of big things, really. He thought to himself as he rubbed where his ears used to be, and then took his hands up to his new ears. Cat ears. Behind him something swished. We didn't need to look again to know what it was. Cats have a tail, and now so did he, along with claws, sharp fangs, and slits for pupils. Though his piercing was still there in his eyebrow, even if his eyebrow itself was a little bushier. None of those things really mattered to him, though. What mattered was how. The last thing he remembered was coming back to the dorm, taking that medicine the doctor had given him, and passing out. Granted, he couldn't exactly remember falling asleep as well as he could remember being curled up with Hyung on the couch, whereas Hyung was taking care of him in the slight bug he caught. And before that, he remembered agreeing to the soup that Ki-hyun had offered him. His ears twitched. There, the sound of footsteps in the hallway. Jinga cringed at how loud they sounded, how loud everything sounded now that the shock was wearing off. He was definitely still in shock, but there wasn't much he could do about it other than take it in, and he was done doing that. He just spent the last 20 minutes in the bathroom hiding in order to do that. Now it's time to freak out over things, like how he was going to do when his Hyung saw him. The footsteps were getting closer, and Jinga could also smell who was in the hallway. Shonu. Probably because of a midnight snack or something. At least that's what he figured. Had to be, since his turn clock was telling him it was 3 a.m. Idly, the thought made him wonder if this is his cat hour, the one in which all cats ran crazy through their houses. He himself certainly did feel like running as the footsteps stopped outside the door. Unfortunately, there was nowhere to run.
Changun, are you in there? Are you feeling worse? Do I need to call a doctor?
Shonu's voice was concerned even, and Changu could feel how much he cared through it. Honestly, it touched him, since there was only a slight bug. Well, not really, but that's what he'd been telling himself through his low-grade fevers and the night sweats, until Joanna called them out. It hadn't even been more than 2 days before his overly protective Hyungs had rushed him to the doctor, though he knew with his history of suffering through they had every night. Right. Still, he was fine, or had been. No, he wasn't fine, but he wasn't sure how he was going to explain that, and most certainly wasn't sure how he was going to explain his appearance. Still, he could not answer if Shonu knew it was him, and he seemed to know. Probably because he come to check on him as he woke up on the couch alone, fully covered and comfortable. And with a slight bug, because Hyung's got a little weird. But when he opened his mouth to respond, all that came out was the most pitiful sound he ever heard. A keen meow that made his own tail curl up against him. All I could think was one word. Fuck! I want to die.